Hey y'all, welcome to your Homegirl podcast. I'm your host and your homegirl, Katie Patilli, and we're going to chat about what it's like to be a successful female in this crazy world of real estate, or a male that helps empower and support us. So without further ado, let's dive in. Hello y'all, thank you for joining another episode of your Homegirl podcast. I am incredibly excited about our guest today. I say that every time, and I mean it every time. But today we have Kristen Cantrell, who is a wife, mom of two wild boys. Her words, not mine. I have one, so I get it. She is the founder of the Hello Culture Group. She has 30 active chapters across the US with that, so we will dive into that for sure. She's also the founder of the Moms in Real Estate podcast and co-owner of the Moms in Real Estate Facebook group with over 40,000 members and a real estate agent with Real Brokers. So thank you so much for joining, because it seems like you have so much free time on your hands. So
Oh yeah. Well, I always love doing podcasts. I've been podcasting for almost 10 years now, and I just love it because I think it's such a good way to get to know people.
yeah, for sure. I just started, so I do love it. So I'll have to take some notes from you on your podcast for sure. But so how did you get started in the real estate world in general?
So I actually got started in the real estate industry because I had just had my oldest son, who's 10 now, and I was looking for a job. And I was actually at a bachelorette party, and this girl that I had met that night was like, "Oh, you should totally come work for my brokerage. They're looking for a recruiter." And I was like, "I don't even know what that would entail, but I would love to meet with them and see." And my background's always been in like customer service, and I got my degree in business communications, and just like I'm such a people person. And so when I met with the brokerage and heard what the job description was, I was like, I could totally do that. And that was kind of like my foot in to this whole journey of where I am today.
That's awesome. So that was 10 years ago or so. So all the other accolades that we mentioned, what came next after becoming an agent?
Yeah, so I spent the next 5 years helping grow the brokerage. And so I really learned agent attraction and retention, and more of like the agent needs aspect of real estate. And I fell in love with it. I always say, like, we were the most popular brokerage in Chandler, Arizona. Like, everyone wanted to be a part of it. And it was really because we built this culture that, like, when people walked in the door, they just felt like they were a part of something. And then I loved hosting and curating spaces for realtors to get together. And so we would have things like bunko and backpacks. We would have game show CE classes. We would have paint nights. We would have literally everything. And so I really just learned through doing that, like, that no matter what a brokerage offers, if you can really do the culture right, that was like the best attraction tool that you can do and best retention tool. So I did that for 5 years. And then in 2020, they told me they were closing down the brokerage, not because we were doing bad, because we were doing the best we ever had, but they saw the future of real estate being the cloud-based model. So we closed down with 906 agents and told everybody we were moving to eXp Realty. And so at that point, I had to figure out what the heck I was doing. So I got my real estate license, and that was kind of like 2.0 in the real estate industry, where it was like a whole new wave.
Yeah, yeah. So then, okay, you become an agent, you're used to building community, or at least the community feel within your brokerage. So how did the Hello Culture and the Facebook group come about?
So when you're at eXp, you've kind of got to figure out like what your value proposition is. Because if people are joining eXp, they're joining somebody. And at eXp, you've kind of got to say, well, if you join me, I offer you this, right? And so I had to figure out what was my value proposition. And I was at a conference with thousands of people, and there was this girl talking about this community she'd built. And it was just this light bulb moment, like, oh my gosh, I can build a community, because people want to be at a cloud-based brokerage, but they think like, oh, I need a brick and mortar. And I knew they don't need a brick and mortar. They just need consistency in their calendar for connection with people in the office. So I started a company, called it Connect and Cultivate, and it was my value proposition to join me at eXp. And it was great. I grew to 350 people nationwide. But I kept hitting like these like roadblocks where it was like, people wanted to join Connect and Cultivate, that might be in somebody else's organization, they might be at a different brokerage, and I made friends with people at every brokerage. So I hated saying no, and I was like, how can I figure this out to where I can say yes to them? And so I ended up pivoting and building a membership-based model, and I started having entrepreneurs wanting to be a part of it too. So I shifted, and I made it to where it was a membership-based model for female entrepreneurs. And so I moved forward doing that, and I built a great local community here in Gilbert, Arizona. And then in 2024, my friend in Nevada was like, I want to take Hello Culture, what was Connect and Cultivate at the time? I want to take Connect and Cultivate to Reno. And I was like, well, tell me more about what you'd want. And so she really just described from a top producing female real estate agent's perspective why she would want to build a community that's already branded. And so I built out my chapter leader program and launched it. Sorry, this is in 2023. I launched it in 2024, so just over a year ago. And wow, there's such a need for it. Like, it was so cool to see like nationwide how many people raised their hand to learn more about it. And right now we're at 30 chapter leaders in all kinds of different cities, and just having so much fun. I love it.
That's amazing. Did you ever have a moment where you were like afraid of maybe the judgment of other people, or like, what if there's no engagement and this is a total failure? Like, did you have those kind of moments?
Oh yeah, I have those moments all the time, but I usually like get over it pretty quick, because at the end of the day, I'm like, if something hasn't worked in the past, like, I just move forward. It's not a big deal. And I really don't care too much about what other people think. I feel like I'm just like, you know what, if someone's going to judge me for this, there's a lot more people. So I can just move forward. So I kind of tell myself that all the time. So yeah, I definitely have those moments of doubt.
Yeah. So what about the Facebook group, the Moms in Real Estate group? How did that come about?
Yeah, it's actually kind of crazy, because I started the Moms in Real Estate podcast when I was working at the brokerage a long time ago. It was like kind of this whole idea where I was like, we're going to start a mastermind group. It's going to be for moms in real estate, because I had babies and I didn't want to be around people I didn't relate to. I wanted to be around moms in real estate. And
Yeah.
so we ended up doing like a talk show that turned into a podcast. And the Facebook group was kind of like a second thought, like, oh, we should have a Facebook group where we're posting our episodes. And so we
Yeah.
did that for years. It was literally like just posting like random episodes in there. And so it was like organically, I think it grew to like 2,000 people. And a couple years ago, my friend Brandy came to me and was like, hey, I'm actually like looking for a place to belong right now, basically. And she's like, I love the Moms in Real Estate brand. My history is building Facebook groups. Like, would you want to partner on this? And I was like, I'm totally open to the conversation. And at that time, my podcast co-host had actually stepped down from the podcast. She didn't want to do it anymore and was focusing on stuff with her husband. And so it was just mine at that point. And I was like, yeah, like, why not? It's just sitting there. And so we really completely restructured the Facebook group, and she taught me how to treat it like a business. And it grew really, really quick, and we've grown. We could be at 40,000 members like any day. So it's been really
Yeah.
great.
I am a member of it, so I can attest firsthand that what I love about it is that there is just like such a willingness for people to help for
Yeah.
no reason at all. You know what I mean? Like, they don't get anything out of giving agents across the country tips and tricks to help them succeed, but people are so willing to do it. Like, there's so much engagement, people ask questions, and there will be 20 agents that will respond with helpful tips. Like, how do you build that community that is just like genuinely wants to help and proactive doing it?
I wish I had an answer for that, because I hear that all the time where people are like, everyone's just so nice in your group. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I think it's a reflection of me and Randy. I'd like to say that. We definitely, like, if there's negative comments, which is, I honestly can't even tell you, like, it does not happen often. Today there was
Yeah.
it was actually funny. This morning I had somebody who was upset because somebody posted about life insurance, and she's like, oh, what, we're selling life insurance in this group now? And I was like, that's the first negative comment I've seen in, I can't even tell you how long. And it
Yeah.
really wasn't even that negative. It was negative, but it was kind of like, and I just told her, I was like, hey, like, we support the women in this group. And like, so it was kind of just reminding her. And I think we do that a lot, where it's just like reminding people, like, this group is about educating, empowering, and encouraging women. And anything outside of that, it doesn't fit. And we don't care if we have, you know, we don't care if people leave because of that. We don't need 40,000 people. We really just want to have like and encompass like a really positive atmosphere for the moms in real
Yeah.
estate community.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you because you have absolutely done it.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, I think I like stumbled upon it somehow. And I actually met with a new client today and I was talking about she's a mom and I'm like, you need to join this group. They're so positive. You'll love it. So
Oh, I love
really
that. Thank you.
remembered today. Yeah, of course.
Thank
Of
you.
course. So if someone wanted to start some kind of community themselves, whether it be online or more of an in-person, like actual physical events to go to, what would be your recommendation to them to how to even get started with something like that?
Um, so it's a lot of work. My suggestion would be, I think it's such a fantastic way to expand your network and to do something that, like, for me, this is something I'm super authentically passionate about, right? Like, I actually love building community and showing up consistently where I encourage you to ask, like, why are you doing this? Like, is it so that you can expand your network and be living in your authentic self? Or is it specifically because you're wanting transactions, right? And so it
Mhm.
can be a mix of both, but really identify like, why do you want to do it? Once you identify that, like come up with a plan. I think that the biggest thing that I failed with for so many years, and I see people fail with all the time now is like they build a community, but there's a lack of consistency. And so lack of
Yeah.
consistency, there's a lack of trust. And so if you're going to say, hey, I'm going to give this to my community, whatever this is, make sure you're doing it.
Yeah.
And then come up with like I usually do, we do an annual plan with our girls. So like, what are you going to do over the next 12 months? And like really, then we go backwards and we say, okay, if you're going to be doing a content creation day 12 times this year, we need to make sure that that's plug and play. We know what we're doing. So we plan those out. We're going to do 4 quarterly workshops. We're going to plan those out. So just like really making sure that you have a plan instead of like, oh my God, I haven't done an event in 2 months. I better get one and start doing it. Right.
Yeah.
So just really being intentional with it and understanding your why, and then really creating community core pillars and community core values. Because just like in the Moms in Real Estate Facebook group, like the Hello Culture has its own core values where people come in those spaces and they say similar things like you're saying about the Moms in Real Estate community, where it's like, oh my gosh, they have consistent messaging of like, I feel like, this is a place where like I just like let go when I'm here. Like I feel like I can be myself and
Right.
I don't feel like I have a dollar sign over my head. And like there's these common
Yeah.
things because of those core values. So like what is the overall vibe you want people to feel when they're in there?
Right. Yeah. So is that kind of how Hello Culture works? Like, what does that program look like for someone if they might be interested in doing something like that?
If they're wanting to start their own chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I basically like my ideal client for the Hello Culture is a top producing female real estate agent. It could be for
Hmm.
any female entrepreneur, but that is who is definitely like the main person who's doing these.
Yeah.
And what it looks like is I know that they're busy selling real estate, but yet
Hmm.
people want to have another income stream and they want to be a part of a community and or they want to
Right.
lead a community. So what I make it really easy to where it's plug and play. You have a nationwide brand that's already established. I know
Hmm.
how important marketing is. So we have all of the marketing that's done for you. And then we have fresh marketing every single month. So we have all of our email marketing, all of our Instagram reels, our captions, like literally everything.
Yeah.
And then we do coaching calls twice a month. We do a one-on-one planning out your year. And then you're part of a nationwide community of other community builders. So like, we have one of my girls just did like a human design party at her house and it was for her local chapter. And so we dove into like, what did that look like? Like, what was good? What was bad? Like, and it just gives us all takeaways to where like when we're planning our next events, it's really like the do's and the don'ts and what people are wanting right now in today's market. And so anyways, and then also creating another income stream we really love to teach because how cool
Yeah.
is it that you can monetize a prospecting pillar in your business? Like that to
Yeah.
me is so awesome. So yeah, that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. That's amazing. Well, what are the goals for 2025? What do you still have yet to accomplish on the radar? Any like big events, things that are up and coming, goals that you still want to hit? etc.
You know what's funny is like my goal board I just erased. Like it's right behind me right now. So if anyone's watching the video, like it's empty. And I'm kind of like, I know we're in July. And so I just like erased them. I'm like, I kind of just want to start fresh and like figure out what do I want to do for the rest of the year.
Yeah,
Because I've been on a major health journey and I feel like it's kind of put me in this like position of like I don't know what I want next. And so I really
yeah,
want to like sit with what that's going to look like. So I don't have the answer for you. I'm really focused on like getting better with my health, which has been years and years, and I feel like I'm at a really good spot and I feel like I'm going to be like hitting like a really good place soon. So with that comes a whole other like other goals too. So I'm not sure as far as events, like I'm really focused on really scaling myself back locally, but yet helping my girls really fine tune their chapters and really showing up. If I can show up to more of their events, even out of state and everything, that would be like so ideal for me.
yeah. Well, that's amazing. If you ever are on the East Coast, you can find me.
Okay.
Absolutely. Well, I so appreciate your time today. I know how busy you are, so I am so appreciative that you took the time to be on the podcast today. I know everybody is going to have so many valuable takeaways from everything that you said today. We will make sure we plug all of your socials, the podcast, all the groups. So if anyone wants to follow you or join any of your groups, they can do so. And as always, I am your national title and escrow girl. So if we are not already working together, whether you are a lender, investor, real estate agent nationwide, please reach out to me because I would love to be your homegirl too. Thanks
Awesome.
all.
Thank you.